वो दिन कितने प्यारे थे, ये दिन भी कितने प्यारे हैं। तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे, तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे। बाबा अब भी साथ हमारे हैं।
आज बाप दादा अपने सदा संतुष्ट रहने वाली संतुष्ट वाणियों को देख रही है। एक एक संतुष्ट वाणी की चमक से चारों ओर कितनी सुंदर चमक चमक रही। हर एक संतुष्ट वाणी कितने बाप की प्यारी, हर एक की प्यारी, अपने भी प्यारी संतुष्टता, सर्व को प्यारी संतुष्टता, सदा सर्व प्राप्ति संपन्न योग जहाँ संतुष्टता है, वहाँ अप्राप्त कोई वस्तु नहीं। संतुष्ट आत्मा इस संतुष्टता का नेचुरल नेचर, संतुष्टता की शक्ति शुद्ध है और सहज चारों ओर वायुमंडल फैलत, उनका चेहरा, उनके नैन वायुमंडल में भी संतुष्टता की लहर फैलती। जहाँ संतुष्टता है, वहाँ और विशेषताएं शुद्ध ही आ जाती। संतुष्टता संगम पर विशेष भाव की देन है। संतुष्टता की स्थिति पर स्थिति के ऊपर सदा विजयी, पर स्थिति बदलती रहती है, लेकिन संतुष्टता की शक्ति सदा प्रगति को प्राप्त करती रहती। कितनी भी परिस्थिति सामने आए, लेकिन संतुष्ट मणि के आगे हर समय प्रकृति एक पपेट शोभा दिखाई देती। माया और प्रकृति का पपेट शो, इसलिए संतुष्ट आत्मा कभी परेशान नहीं होती। बच्चे, मैं आपके सदा साथ हूँ।
Om Shanti. Transformation of old sanskars and old nature. Finish the queue of why. When the old sanskars emerge, again in the form of wasteful or sinful thoughts, then the one thing that enters your intellect is, why did this happen? Then, from this one question of why, arises a whole queue of waste thoughts. Only when you finish this why queue will there be perfection. Then the other queue will start. When the word why is removed, you will remain stable on the destiny of the drama. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vyakti Parivar. Today's day 6. Transformation of old sanskars and old nature. Today's topic is finish the queue of why. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Life is journey, and yes, we are traveling. We are in Delhi now, and meeting you from Delhi. I'm sure you all are very, very well, and we're very, very happy to be with Avyakti Parivar, with the family. While doing homework, we noticed two things. One is what emerges are our habits, and habits are quite strong. They overcome the mind. Let's say you like something to eat, right? But you know that you can eat only little, not much. If you eat more, you will not feel very good, internally. So you start eating, let's say there are 4 or 5 pieces of something. You take one, say, okay, I close, I am not going to eat anymore. But it's tasty. So there is battle now between taste and what stomach requires. So then I say, okay, one more. Then I say, it's only 2 left, so let me finish it, right? So then we finish everything. So I notice that sanskars are emerging in the form of habit. So if I could change that habit with determination, with understanding, using inner strength, whether it is for the mind, that is our thoughts, whether it is for our intellect or for the body. Because whenever we find that, like body system is reacting to something, same is internally the system, that means in the mind and intellect. We don't want wasteful thoughts, right? We don't want our intellect to be just wandering around. We want it to be stable and calm and very, very focused and not having, kind of fluctuations. But then the thoughts start coming. Why this happened? There must be reason. Sometimes investigative mind is all right if we need to be. I myself today so much was going on, and I realized that, I knew what I could say or do, but I realized that I just need to have a lot of silence so that my feelings are good, and after that, whatever I will have to say, I should say it. So as soon as I went in silence, I felt so good, and there was a lot of power. So whenever we find there is cue, which I think mostly doesn't happen, right? Now, intellect and mind have very good relationship. Intellect tries to explain to the mind or give a very good solution to the mind. But sometimes mind might not listen to it, and then it get expressed. So we have to be very, very careful that when something comes in the mind or intellect, it shouldn't come in words necessary, everything. Because whenever we say something, if we say at the right time, in a right way, then at least other person can receive it. Otherwise, the way I say it, other person takes same way. It's all right when you are playful, you throw the ball, but not the words, right? Sometimes we play with the words, but we have to be knowing that if I feel I want to have the value of the words, because Baba is saying that the sanskars should emerge in a way that the thoughts, the words, and your actions all should be of good quality, Cannot be ordinary. It had to be very, very spiritual. And Baba is saying, if you want to be complete, perfect, then this queue has to end. I don't know how many of you find a long queue, but yeah, sometimes it's like something, a lot of thoughts come. Sometimes to find the solution, sometimes to get some points where you can correct it. But then I suddenly remembered Mama. Mama never had this thought of why this is happening to me. She was a yogi soul, pure soul. She was Kumari. Even 2 weeks before she left body, I met her. Mama, what are you thinking? I don't have to think anything. It's fixed in drama. I have to believe that she's not thinking. We all were thinking, all of us. But she was not thinking. So that means there was no cue. And that is why many ask question, Did Mama become perfect? I said she was, because her answer, her stage, her smile on the face, love for all of us. You all must have heard that, she was sitting with some other dadis, and when doctor came, he's asking who is the patient, because her face was like nothing is happening. And we know it was not nothing. She had lot of pain in the body. So from the stage, you can know that their queue has finished inside. So I think we all also pay attention, and we all want to become perfect, right? As you know that even when you learn driving, the most important lesson is stop means stop. I remember I used to drive in India, and one time it happened that even little bit, there was a big, I think it was light or something on the road, on the pavement. And even little bit, if I would have not paid attention, it would have hit the pole. That means the car will be damaged, right? So stop means stop. How many of us, we say drama, but then the thoughts come back. It's all drama. All are actors. Everyone has one's own part to play. How many beautiful thoughts we bring, but how much they really work. Is it just knowledge in the intellect, or it has been adopted? Are we in practical life, you feel that it had been used? What is the percentage of the knowledge has changed into my stage? And that was I saw in Dadis. Of course, Brahma Baba's example, but even Dadis, when they say, so today also I really thought, no, just go in silence. And also then have mercy and be still a bestower. Because that has stayed so much with me. I keep using it that if soul doesn't have that awareness, how do I help a soul? So I was remembering Brother Ken's lesson of I and mine. In the physically, yes, everything belongs to Baba, I belong to Baba, but very subtly, to be a trustee, your language will be different. If Baba wants me to do it, I will know. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to go here. Yeah, I want to, but what about what Baba says I will do it? A trustee has a language. And sometimes I find that souls, they think that they have no attachment, they are trustees. But this attachment, where if I am trustee, then what is the way I seek something? You know? Like for me, I will say, Dadi, I will ask my sisters around, what do you all think? Should I do that? Or are you all comfortable with it? I'm trusty. But I will do it. I'm going, I do this now. And then when you are trusty, you get a lot of blessings from Baba and everyone. And these days, at every step, to be free from obstacles, one needs to get blessings from Baba and from everyone. So I would recommend for all of us to finish the queue and be perfect in the sense of creating stage based on the knowledge. That means be embodiment and also be a trustee is very important. So we will do this homework. Om Shanti.
transformation of old sanskars and old nature. Finish the queue of why. When the old sanskars emerge again in the form of wasteful or sinful thoughts, then the one thing that enters your intellect is, why did this happen? Then, from this one question of why, arise a whole queue of waste thoughts. Only when you finish this why queue will there be perfection. Then the other queue will start. When the word why is removed, you will remain stable on the destiny of the drama. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Avakti Parivar. So wonderful. Thank you, Didi. That was a wonderful sharing. And it just feels so good to be in our land, Bharat. So Avakti Parivar is also traveling with us, and I'm sure in your angelic form, you also must be feeling and experiencing same as we are here in present. Anyway, so now let's start. Today's Sunday and tomorrow is Monday. And before we start our weekly journey, just to remind that our schedule will remain same from Amrit Vela until evening. And now let's start our weekly journey. We are having such a fortune to listen to our angel brother. So welcome to our weekly journey, living and serving with our Brahmin family. So let's invite our dear angel brother Ken. Welcome.
Hello, dearest Sister Bhumi. Hello, dearest Didi Mohini. Hello, everyone. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. It's wonderful how technology brings us together, even though today Baba said don't have any dependence on the facilities, but these facilities are really good. Baba says that they were invented to help his service, so why not make the best use of them? And in fact, today I want to share about the confluence age and what that is connected with everything that Didi said and everything that Bapdada said in the Murli just now and this morning's Murli as well, and the effort that we need to make. So the question is not who am I or what am I only. Of course, I have to have the correct answer to those. I'm the soul, I'm Baba's lovely child, I am a student, I'm a trustee, I'm a soldier on the battlefield, I'm so many things. But when I ask where am I, I'm in the confluence age, because if I'm not in that consciousness, there's only one other place I can be, and that's Kali Yuga, the Iron Age. So if I'm not in the consciousness of the confluence age, then where am I? Anyway, this morning's Morning was so beautiful about all of the treasures that he made very clear that it's not just a question of listening, but absorbing them and not merging them, but putting them into practice. And I loved it when Baba said, just if you don't do anything else, just do one thing. Just learn how to give and to take blessings. And to do that, I have to engage and I have to bring the best out of me. In fact, in yoga, what happens is that Baba's power draws out my very best sanskars. And at the same time, the sanskars that are not relevant, not useful, they become deactivated, because the soul still has the sanskars throughout the whole cycle. All of the sanskars are there, but they are not active. They're not active. They're completely dormant until next time, next Iron Age comes around, then those sanskars will come up. But it's Baba's influence that helps me to bring out the best in me. And of course, that's connected with being the jewel of contentment that Baba was talking about in the extract just now. Didi and the homework is about finishing the cure of why and wasteful thoughts. And this whole question of fluctuation, we oscillate because there's some emptiness in the soul. And so we look at what Baba wants us to be. And he also tries to entice us. He tries to sort of make us interested. We want to become perfect deities. We want to become Lakshmi and Narayana, not Rama and Sita, as he mentioned today in the morning's Murli. So I was thinking just now about what contentment is, and it's really an interesting exercise. So it's not just going into silence, as Didi just said, but to check the content of the soul, because the word contentment, at least in English, it means what I contain. What is the content of the soul? What's inside me? So if the content is good and elevated, then I'll be content, I'll be happy, I'll be satisfied with myself. But if that content is not good, if I'm holding wasteful thoughts about myself and others, if I'm sort of developing this queue of why and what and how and so on, related to myself, related to others, related to service, then I just have to check that I have the very best content in me. And so I have to engage with Baba in a heart-to-heart conversation, not with the excuses that he mentioned this morning, but really, really trying to understand, Baba, what do you want me to think? Baba, what do you want me to say? Baba, what do you want me to do? And especially, what sort of instrument, what sort of trustee do you want me to be? So I have to check in all the time with Baba so that I can start to align. And yoga is not just a question of remembering Baba, but it's actually about aligning with Baba. I'm in the same line as Baba is. Now, I was remembering many years ago, I was in Italy, in the city of Bologna, where we have a center. And I was with a group of Lockheed people in an old church, medieval church, actually, that they'd converted into a sort of convention center. And I asked everyone in the audience, who is special here? And of course, everyone put up their hand because I mentioned this, who is special? They hesitated at first, but then I said, well, who is unique and special? And then they started to put up their hand. And this old guy, he was so happy. I'm special. I'm special. And I said, what makes you special? And he says, I make great macaroni. Of course, I said, well, but why do you do that? He said, I like to serve the people. So it's not a question of a talent, but what do I bring to the mix? And so I want to show some slides now. And just a sec, I have to share the screen. Just give me some time here. Now I did a yeah, I'm trying to change my screen. I'm here alone. It's late here. It's 10 p.m. here. So just as I did once with the Murlis, I put the Murlis through a word cloud to see what were the main words in each day's Murli, if you remember. That was, I think it was 2 years ago. And I did the same thing. I was writing a book on leadership. And I took about 100 to 150 articles on leadership. And I fed them into a word cloud to see which were the main words. And these are logic considerations. So it's very interesting, because if you look at what were the main aspects of the relationships at work, and I show this in our Dharana-based leadership course, and we discuss this. It's very interesting, but number one quality is respect. Number one, even in the Lokic world, it's the number one quality at work from these hundreds of articles on leadership. Second biggest one is trust. So I need to trust myself, I need to trust others, I need to trust the decisions and the processes. Number three was results. Of course, they're interested in results in the Lokic world, but we are also interested in the results of service and the results of our efforts and so on. And number four was caring. So it's very interesting that if we did a survey in our centers also, what are the main qualities that we need in dealing with people and dealing with situations, dealing with others especially, and we probably get a similar sort of cloud as this one. Now, I want to share something about, when we come to Baba in the confluence age, Baba often talks about the dance of Sanskars. So if I ask the question of myself, what do I bring into this mix? What do I bring into this family? I come here. The confluence age is not just meeting Baba, the souls and Baba, but it's also us coming together. We were 84 births. We were in the golden age and the silver age together, and the copper and the iron age in different relationships probably. And we've been through all sorts of ups and downs throughout the cycle. And finally, we come to Baba's door. And we've come across so many different trajectories that I've tried to show you with these different sorts of arrows, where we've been coming from. And then we come together in service. And Baba calls service a dance of Sanskars. So it's because I have to adjust to people. I have to understand people. I have to understand myself. But I also have to be very conscious of what I bring to it. What are my specialities? What can I add to this? Not only see the specialities of others, but be very aware of my own specialities. So, without any arrogance, but that Baba will make those specialities divine through being his instrument. And as a sort of example, I want to show you a photo here. This is a photo you see on the right, the city of Manaus, which is about 1,500 kilometers from the coast. And it's still an ocean-going port, so that's about 900 miles. It's incredible, 900 miles from the coast, 1,500 kilometers. They still have ocean-going ships. Now, Manaus is at the confluence, and this is why I wanted to use this example. It's absolutely amazing because it's the confluence of two rivers. One river is called the Rio Negro, means Black River, which is the one on the right where you can see the city of Manaus. And the other one is called Solimões, and they come together to make the Amazon River. It's been in the news much lately because of the destruction that's going on there. The Amazon forest is so big that the whole of Europe can fit in it, so big. You can imagine. The Amazon forest is the same size as India, more or less. So that gives you an idea how big it is. And so you have two rivers, and let's just use our imaginations. Let's say the river on the left is a golden river, and the river on the right is just a dark and ugly river. So what happens is that those two rivers flow side by side because of the volume, this extreme volume of water from both of them. They come together, but they flow side by side for 25 kilometers. Can you imagine? But because the volume of this golden river, this sort of brownish river, is much more than the blackish river, after 25 kilometers, you start to see just the golden river and not the black river. So I used to play, I like to play with this idea because we come in with all of our black stuff and we come into this beautiful golden world that Baba's creating for us. Now, I can't not mix in with that. I have to mix in with what Baba's saying. I have to allow Baba to make me powerful and make me elevate, make me golden. And I have to allow that my blackness to disappear. So I like very much this example that I cannot just continue flowing by myself and not engaging with others and not engaging in service. I have to allow the bigger flow of things to take over. So there are a few questions that I want to ask you. If you have a pen and paper, I want to ask these questions and then you can sort of think about it. How special are you? And of course, if I know my speciality and I'm able to practice that speciality with Baba's help and as Baba's instrument, of course, I'll be happy, I'll be content. Being content is about being content with myself, what I contain, in other words. So the first question, what do you like to do that benefits others? So just think about, your story, your history. In the course, we take this up, we discuss it and go into the depth of it. So there may be something that you like to do and you've seen that benefits others. You see that people take benefit from that. And when you benefit others, what happens is what Baba said in today's Murli. You are giving blessings and you're getting blessings back. So if you're a benefactor, you're giving blessings and people respond to that by giving the blessings back to you. So if you benefit others, you'll get blessings. So what do you like to do that benefits others? Just think about it. It may be something like cooking even, something like speaking in public or explaining Gyan or just meditating and sending out vibrations or whatever. What do you like? Second question is slightly different. What do you do well that benefits others? So it may be in the first case, there's something you like to do, but you're actually not doing. And that's something will create some dissatisfaction inside. It has to be a beneficial thing, not just any old thing, right? So what do you do well that you've seen that you do it well and it does benefit others? Just write down a few ideas. Now, the third question is more deep. What does Baba need from you? Just put yourself in front of Baba, very openly, very honestly, and you know yourself without any arrogance. What does Baba need from you? What do you have? What speciality do you have that Baba needs? And therefore the world needs. You got it? And the last question, what actually helps you to earn spiritual income? What do you do that helps you to earn a spiritual income? Now, if you're talking about contentment, as Baba was talking about in this extract of that we heard just before Didi spoke, if you're thinking about becoming a jewel of contentment, all of these questions sort of have to be similar, right? The answers have to be similar. So there's something I like to do, and it's something that I'm doing, and it's something that Baba needs, and it's something that's helping me earn spiritual income. I will be happy, I will be content. And if I'm content, I can make others content. And if I'm content, definitely I will have less questions about things. Questions, the cue that we're working on in our homework only come up because there's some lack of contentment there. So I'm still asking questions. I'm still a searcher instead of a finder. I search because I don't know the answer to something. I search for the answers to some, I become analytical, or as Didier said, investigative, too much investigation is not good. I just have to see what I have, what I bring to this Brahmin family, and what I can offer humbly, and what has Baba's blessings, and therefore starts to get blessings from others. I like to do it. I do it. It's something Baba needs, and it's something that helps me earn a spiritual income. So I wanted to share a few ideas here. And I want to now just go back to the same topic. Baba asked today if we are, using not just listening to these things, but really absorbing them, putting them into our lives, the jewels of knowledge, the powers of yoga, the virtues that Baba, if I use my virtues as Baba's instrument, as a trustee, as Didi was saying, then they have a good chance of becoming divine virtues. If I just use my virtues from the ego, then they're just human virtues, they're not divine virtues. And therefore, I still continue, even though I have virtues, in inverted commas, I actually am still a black sort of river flowing side by side, a golden one. And so these were some of the thoughts that I wanted to say. And of course, the last one is that all of those first three treasures, they end up in service, which was the fourth treasure, the opportunities, the chance that Baba gives me to become elevated through serving others. And of course, if I serve others, I serve myself. Unfortunately, the time that we're living in, there's a lot of listening going on, like we're all online, and even here, not only half of the people actually come physically to the centres as before the pandemic. So it's not the same at all. But everyone listens online, but we have to do more than just listen. We have to absorb it. We have to put it into practice. We have to feed the flames of the yajna. We have to help in every way with our thoughts, words, and actions. And in that way, I engage at a higher level. I've come to this family, and Baba's called me because I have some speciality. Some of us have interest in silence. Some of us have interest in love. Some of us have interest in more joy. Some of us have interest in truth and churning and things like that. But all of these qualities are necessary to make service happen. And of course, Baba is the conductor of this fantastic orchestra of different things. And of course, if I have Gyan, Yoga, Dharana, Seva, the fifth treasure is easier because I will be giving and receiving blessings, because that's what happens if I'm in the consciousness of being a benefactor. So let's have some meditation just to finish off. Okay.
Om Shanti. Thank you so much, Brother Ken. So now let's remember Baba. We'll take drishti from Brother Ken and then we will do our homework meditation. Om Shanti.
कैसे बताऊं मन के ये भाव, बाबा को पाऊं हर पल पास। कैसे बताऊं मन के ये भाव, बाबा को पाऊं हर पल पास। हर कदम कदम पे है बाबा तेरा साथ। चमके उठे हैं सूरज चाँद, झूम रहे हैं ज़मीं आसमां। ढल गई है सुबह शाम, सुबह शाम। कैसे बताऊं मन के ये भाव। तेरी छवि है निराली, महक उठी है कलियां सारी। जीवन में छाई है हरियाली, जो अनुभव करे वही भाग्यशाली। साथ तेरे हम रहे पाते हर कदम पे, अनुभव निराले मुख से कहते कहीं ना जाए, कहीं ना जाए।
Om Shanti, everyone.
Transformation of old nature and old sanskars. Finish the queue of why. When the old sanskars emerge again in the form of wasteful or sinful thoughts, then the one thing that enters your intellect is, why did this happen? Then, from this one question of why, arises a whole queue of waste thoughts. Only when you finish this why, queue, will there be perfection. Then the other queue will start. When the word why is removed, you will remain stable on the destiny of the drama.
पुरानी नेचर व संस्कारों का परिवर्तन, क्योंकि क्यों की समाप्ति। पुराने संस्कार व्यर्थ संकल्प व विकल्प के रूप में जब इमर्ज होते हैं, तब बुद्धि में एक ही शब्द आता है कि यह क्यों हुआ। क्यों से व्यर्थ संकल्पों की क्यों शुरू हो जाती है। इस क्यों की समाप्ति के बाद ही संपूर्णता आएंगी। फिर वह क्यों लगेगी। जब क्यों शब्द निकल जाएगा, तब ड्रामा की भावी पर एक रस स्थैर्य रहेंगे। ओम शांति।
Om Shanti, everyone.